What up YouTube, it's Kinsey. So for this week's video, I asked some of you guys on Twitter what you would like to see from me this week, and some of you guys requested I do an eyebrow tutorial. That was weird. So I guess this is what this week's video is going to be about. So before we get started on the actual tutorial, I want to say a couple of tips. First of all, in order to fill in and shape your eyebrows, you need to know where they start, arch and end. And that is what people usually get wrong, because sometimes I see people in the streets or even at school with like the eyebrow like starting here, like in the middle of their eye, and then like, or ending like there, and it's just not right. So in order to know where your eyebrows should start, arch and end, this is what you have to do. You take some kind of pen, pencil or brush or anything, and you line it up on the side of your nose to your tear duct, and when you position it like that, this is where your eyebrow should start. And to know where it ends, you again line it up on the side of your nose, but this time at the end of your eye. You do that. This is where your eyebrow should end. And this one's a little bit trickier, but to know where it would arch, you line it up on the side of your nose again to your iris, the little, or the pupil. And this is where it should arch, just there. And within those guidelines, you can jazz them up all kinds of ways. Jenna Marbles reference, eh? Another tip is, do not overdraw your eyebrows. Don't do that. Don't. It just doesn't look nice. I've seen it many times, and that's how I learned how to do my eyebrows, because some people just look ridiculous with their eyebrows. Basically what you shouldn't do is, if you look at the edge of your eyebrows, this is where it should end. Don't go over that line, like, don't go outside of your eyebrows, because they just look overdrawn. It's just not meant to be, I guess. But if your eyebrows are very thin, you have really thin hair, I mean, that would be okay, because that would look quite natural. But if you have bushy brows, like I do, or like a lot of hair on your eyebrows, don't go outside of the hairs, because no. Don't do that. I've seen it many times. Some of my friends do it, and when I look at it, I'm like, it's just not right. No. Don't do that. Very last point. Sorry if I'm wasting your time. If you use a pencil, for example, like a brow pencil or something, don't press it down too hard, and don't use long, like, strokes. It will be much better if you use small strokes to make them look like hairs, or hair, not hairs. Because if you press it down too hard, it just looks like, you know how you press down, like when you do like with a pencil, there's usually like little gaps if you do like a regular pencil on a paper. But if you press down really hard on the paper, it looks completely filled. There's like no white gaps, and that's how your eyebrows are going to look like, really overdrawn, even if you probably didn't go outside your eyebrows. So don't press too hard. So now I'm going to stop blabbing, and let's get started with the tutorial. So the first thing that you want to do is grab a bobby pin, or hair grip, whatever you call it, and pin your fringe back so that it doesn't bother you when you do your eyebrows. If this is your very first time plucking your eyebrows, I would recommend taking a white eyeliner pencil and outlining your eyebrows to see what shape it would give after you've plucked them. And then you can just remove the white eyeliner by just removing it with some makeup remover. And then grabbing your tweezers, you want to start tweezing around your eyebrows. Don't pluck away too much, or else your eyebrow will start losing its shape, and then the arch will go away, and just don't pluck too much. Okay, so this is the first step done. Second step, you want to take a brow brush, an angle brush preferably, and any matte colour which matches your eyebrows. I'm using a matte black. And you want to start filling in your eyebrows. And the key to filling in your eyebrows is to do small brush strokes to recreate the hairs. And also try not to go outside of your eyebrows, as in literally like outside of your eyebrow. Otherwise it just looks overdrawn. And for the tail of your eyebrow, you want to flip the brush over to the pointy end, so your eyebrow doesn't end up being blunt at the end. For the very front section, you want to do small feathery brush strokes. And I don't usually add any more product at the front, because otherwise it just looks too heavy on the front. I kind of like that slight gradient effect. You can always use your fingers to just adjust the shape. And that is the second step done. Something to keep in mind is not to make the end of your eyebrow square, because that makes it look very overdrawn. As I have said many times, try and do small feather brush strokes because that makes it look very natural. And for the very end of your eyebrow, as in the tail, try and keep it pointy, because if it looks blunt, you're gonna look slightly silly. And the very final step, this is going to bug you guys who really like doing things correctly, but I use a mascara brush that I actually wipe down, don't worry, and I use that to groom my eyebrows. And the reason for that is I can't actually find an eyebrow gel that matches my eyebrow hair color. But I'm not using any black, I'm actually using a dull black, because if I use a black, that will look kind of silly because it's going to make my eyebrows pop. But the mascara that's left over on the brush that I didn't manage to wipe down will act as a gel, which actually holds my hair in place. So now you can really see the difference between the non-filled in and the filled in eyebrow. So now I'm just going to fill in my other eyebrow and you guys can see the end result. So just to tell you guys, my nails, it's not nail polish, it's actually hair dye. Yeah, I don't use gloves. So guys, that was how I do my eyebrows. If plucking hurts too much for you or if you're scared, you can always take an ice cube and just hold an ice cube down for a while and just, it kind of numbs your skin so it doesn't hurt as much. To be honest, it doesn't really hurt me. But anyways, that was this week's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you found that tutorial useful, please give this video a thumbs up. Remember to comment and subscribe because that really helps me a lot. And yeah, I guess that's it. So I guess I'll see you guys next week on one of my videos. Peace!